Hey guys, you know what I really love? Looking through my clan storage. But you know what I love even more than looking through my clan storage? Is farming in Bannerlord-Online. I love being a peasant. It's honestly the best. Um, Nothing is more inspiring or riveting than role-playing as a serf who, likes to cut wheat um, and harvest weed, plant weed. Honestly, it's just take me back to the times when I would have been a serf. Anyways, let's start this part of the economy video. Um, Grain. Now, actually, in its current form, farming has been around since the start of the game. It was the first way to earn money, and it was really bad. How do you find a farm? Well, right now there's only grain farms. You'll have to take a look at the map. Okay, people are declaring war. And you'll go to Tarkutis, closest one to Zionica, and let's go to the village. Let's take a look at the whole farming interface, because as you know, an army cannot fight on an empty stomach, so you're going to need to get food one way or another. Oh geez, so I'm not going to farm. But let's talk about the productions of this village. They produce wheat. What exactly? Interesting. I want to order wheat. I want 10 wheat for 100. Okay, 101. What the? Yeah. So maybe we'll get 10 units of wheat. I don't really think it's worth farming. But, I guess for the content. Yeah, look at that. There's 5 steps to run wheat. It's not really worth the labor, but we're going to do it. Okay, so... Oh. Okay, so fortunately someone has done a lot of work for us already. So we're just gonna, be a good capitalist and take advantage of their work. Sprouted wheat. Okay, it's water. So we can just do the first steps. So you grab a hoe. Thank God this was done. You hit F. Pay your respects. Prepare the soil. Yeah, look at that. Build soil, ready for planting. Press G, drops your tool. You find another tool. There is the jug. Jugs, plural. Nice. Sickles. I think one of these has seeds. It's quite awful. Thank God that you have high athletics, you can run around. Hit over here. Yeah, so after you hoe the soil, as you will, you have to grab the planting bag, head on over, press F to plant. Wow, immersive. Now we gotta water. So now if you were a really smart peasant, you'd plant at the far fields down by the water, so you have to make less trips. But we're not a smart peasant, so in fact, we're not any sort of peasant. We're just taking advantage of this already planted field. Of course, to show you how to play. But like I was saying prior, while I do this little back and forth. I don't even know how to fill up water. Okay, you have to be submersed in water. Okay, so yeah, like we were saying, you get 5 waterings per jug, really awful. Farming was actually the original way to make money without fighting looters, and only existed to give you the gold. There was no items produced, so with the economy update, now you're producing wheat, which you can transform into bread, flour. Of course, there's a processing chain to it, of course. How could there not be? Processing chain to flour, and then you gotta process it into bread, and yeah, that's how you're gonna be feeding yourself in Bannerlord-Online, or working for someone else, feeding their armies, their industry. So yeah, brought the water jug here, water once. Okay, now I think you have to water these things multiple times, which is awful. So we're just gonna water 3, and wait. Or maybe not. It's gonna take too long. But I'm fairly certain you have to water them multiple times for their growing period. making this a little bit tedious. But everything is more fun with friends, so you know, maybe you could organize some sort of farming event. I don't know. Bread is pretty cheap on the market on NA right now. I assume it's always going to be that way. It's just such a base level resource, but it's not unimportant. You do get skills for it. Some skill XP, I mean. So, you know, you could roleplay, you know, do whatever. Still sprouting. Jeez. You know, they're gonna trick me and make me water them again. My goodness. Okay, we're gonna fill it up a third time. Thank God for this watering mechanic. Oh, still got one. Yeah, I'm making lots of content. Stretching out the... Okay, so you only have to water at once. I'm a liar. Liar. That's on fire. Let's drop the barrel. Water jug. We're gonna grab a sickle. I know, immersive RP. The best, even. I love that part. And then you press your F to pay your collects. They're collected. That's one. So you get money for collecting it and turning it in. It's pretty profitable, I suppose. I feel like 5 men could get this going. Produce quite a bit of bread for a company, clan, whatever, but you know, farming's not for everyone. They're for farmers. So then we gotta turn in the grain sacks here. Nope. Gotta walk into the warehouse or the granary. Yeah, and then there's a goddamn animation for this. Of course there is. There you go. That's 5 wheat. Now let's see actually how much I collected. And with this one, you don't want to tab out. You need to actually collect your money. Because you won't get the money otherwise. There's so many steps. Make sure you always talk to the headman before leaving. Thank you. 890 for that amount of time. The status of my order. So apparently 8 out of 10 already, even though I did 5. Let's just harvest those last 2 and then get an order of wheat. Because we're going to need it for the next step in the very, very complex, elusive, essential wood chain. Yes, these animations, killer. But that's why you have a nice civilian outfit, so you look cool while working. It's really, really well thought out, honestly. You know, you could be the coolest guy harvesting wheat. It's not that bad. Is that foreground? Wow. Okay, so I didn't even turn them in, but the order is ready. So it looks like when you actually harvest the bundles, the food gets distributed. Let's back down to 100. Yes, nice. Nice, 10 items received, so that was my order. So now let's go check out the second part of the bread chain. 2 of 3. That's a 3-part chain to harvest, refine, and then refine again to make bread. But really, it's really generous. One wheat equals about 100 bread. I might be wrong. There's no brewing yet, so you can only make bread. You can't make beer with wheat yet, but hopefully that's coming. That'd be another interesting train. I don't know. And then cities could have demand for it. Who knows? I'm just speculating, which is a bad thing to do. Head over to the artisan. We're gonna make an order. Now, luckily, I went in advanced and already ordered wheat, so we don't have to wait. But it's not a long time compared to the wood in the first video. 1 wheat equals 10 flour sacks. Well, I have 10 wheat. Order. And I would like the services, so I have order 1, 40 flour sacks. We'll pick that up. Now let's take it. So yeah, I'm picking up the wheat that I had set up earlier. I have 50 flour sacks, and I do have a task for you. Oh no, wrong one. Sorry, I want to use the services, make an order. So 1 wheat equals 10 flour. And then refining flour, 1 flour equals 10 bread. So it still takes 1 minute for 1 bread. Not a lot of time, but it does take some time and 100 coins. Get rid of that. Then I'm just going to do the rest of my bread for brevity. But I have 49 sacks. Okay, so I'm just going to put a lot of bread in clan storage. It's just what you do, you know? It's going to take 5 minutes for 50 bread, essentially. So our order will be done soon, but we're going to go take a look at the auction house. Let's take a look at the other foods. They're going to have similar production chains, but maybe there'll be a cooking video to tackle all the recipes. Not too into it right now, but, you know, this is the economy videos. Let's see. Miscellaneous? Okay. Sort by type, does that work? Not at all. Type again, kind of works. Nope, we'll just go by name. So, bread. Just your most basic food, 28 coins, there's so many. My bread's already ready. Now there's some other interesting foods that I did see. Come on. Royal stew. So if you take a look at that, experience gained by troop 15%, troop recovery speed 30%, and you pay them less. That's a good deal, a great deal. To make that, I'm not sure the recipe, but you know, it's consumed at the same rate as bread. So if you have that stuff, pretty good incentive. It's lighter too by 1/3. Where else? We've got spiced pie. So for some reason this is more expensive, but maybe the RP. I don't know, bro. Experience gained by troop plus 10, troop recovery seed plus 10. Not as good as the royal stews. And I think those are the only foods on right now. There's an old rare item just called meat, and that can be consumed, but I think that's like a Wanderer era collector item. So if you see that, buy it, immediately put it in the bank, and just hold meat coin forever. And then there's these player consumables, mulled wine and forest maps. Not necessarily food, but they give you buffs or they remove penalties. So those are the only kinds of consumables. I'm lying. There's another type of consumable. If we go down to skill book, yeah, 900k, you can get, I think it's like 50,000 XP in any skill you choose. So that's a consumable as well. Anyways, that was the summary of the food video. Not a lot going on. We're gonna head to the artisan to pick up the bread, and we'll just take a look at what the consumption is with a couple of units to give you an idea. Plus, I've never really looked at it myself, so maybe I'll learn something today as well. Active orders, 1, nope, 2, 10 bread, ready, nice. Okay, so we're gonna go to the overworld screen. Oh shit, there's a fight. Yeah, so days until no food, never. And that's because I have companions, and they eat money. They don't eat food, which is awesome. So we're gonna go to troop management. I got a Druznik champion. Grab 1. 4 days, so 1, god damn it. Food gets rounded up. So if you take a look at that, it says minus 2.5. We had just paid wages. It rounds up your food. So really, that's a minor penalty against the player, but what can you do? That's what a Druznik champion takes that much. Troop management. Take a Ferris. 2.5 as well. So noble cavalry is 2.5. Oops, don't want to do that. I'm just gonna recruit a guy, and we'll take a look at what a recruit takes. Because I feel like cavalry eat more because they call horse. No!
Go!
My employees. We'll hire 3 and do some math. So yeah, a horse and person. So a noble cav is minus 2.5. 3 people is minus 3. Let's get rid of 1. Yes. 2 people is 2. My workshop order in Zio is ready. Awesome. And following the trend, 1 person takes 1 food. Yeah, so you can see that now there is some significant logistical penalties against Cav players. It's not crippling, but that could change soon. It's definitely an interesting aspect of Bannerlord-Online now. It has taken way too long to implement, but we're definitely happy it's here. And I'm looking forward to more balancing, fine-tuning. Yeah. Honestly, I bet these guys are just acting. Anyways, if you have any more questions about food or found any recipes that I didn't, let me know. Always happy to do videos on these things in Bannerlord-Online. Definitely a unique and free MMO. You just have to own the base game. Thanks so much, and until next time.